Welcome back to another figure review. In this review, we're going to Hasbro's Star Wars Vintage Collection, the Sith Trooper. Now, I do not have the package for these, but I will put a thumbnail on front of the video of the picture of the card so you guys can see that. All I have left of the card is this name tag I cut out to stick in with my weapons for storage. Figure's pretty much done in all red and small black here and there. Some black on his helmet, with his black visor and his black trim here, and his black undergarments, and most of the black, as I said, is at the joint points. Back of the figure. Does have a black ring around his helmet here. There's some sculpt work here on the chest armor, but you can't really see it because of the lack of paint for these guys. For articulation, the head is on the ball joint. It will go 360. Goes down and up. Arms do rotate 360, both of them. Both arms have bendable elbows. And will get you a 90-degree bend. The arms won't go out too much or lift up because of the shoulder pad, or arm pad gets into the, the shoulder. Kind of, you can see how it tucks inside. Then that's it. Then it hits that little nub right there that's on this pad. The hands go 360 all the way around, and they have a hinge only for down and up. There's articulation here in the chest. There's not much of a crunch or a rocker back and forth, but it does go 360 if you desire. The legs are kind of a pain because you have the initial, we call this armor swivel to distinguish between the two. So you can swivel this armor, but you need to move this black inner thigh piece here. There's a joint in there. But every time on some of the figures, if you move them, both pieces move. And sometimes if you move them, just this armor piece moves. Then you got to get up in here, try to hold on this black piece and turn it to find that little joint in there so you can do like a sitting position. It's very difficult sometimes. See, there's the joint, if you can see that. Right there. And so it kind of would go up like that. What you'd have to do then is, you have to turn. See how that wants to turn? Once you have in that position, you got to hold this black piece and turn your leg armor to get him to sit in a position. His legs just pretty much sit like that. That's not much because of the belt here. So that's definitely not a good sitting position for a vintage figure. And they do have bendable knees. So basically a 90-degree knee bend, that's it. And the feet do pivot down. And they will rotate 360. If for some reason you need to do that, it will do it for you. These are very cool figures. I mean, they look very cool because they're red. If I'm used to the traditional white figures, they are a decent change for a collector to have. So this is kind of what they look like if you have, if you're an army builder like me. Anymore, it's very difficult for army builders unless you play secondary market prices, which is outrageous anymore. Paying you under $25, $30 a figure because everybody wants to make a mint on stuff. So doing a few of a squad. Now they come with 2 accessories. Here is their first accessory. It's a small blaster molded in black with red, little red paint here and there, paint on the handle and on the side. They're on a very tip of the front of the gun. Now, also the negative for the sitting joint, that leg joint. I don't like that. It's, in my opinion, I'm going to give that a negative strike against the figure. They don't hold their weapons very well. This is him with the pistol or smaller blaster. The finger that they have, the trigger finger, isn't long enough to fit into the guard because of the bend ratio of the armor. You can't get a good looking pose. You know it's going to fall and knock them all down. So the other weapon he comes with is this long blaster rifle. It is also done in black and red. More red on this than the smaller guns. Then it has this little handle that pops up. And as you can see, before I got to say it, notorious for popping out. It's just a little peg. The camera keeps wanting to focus on the figure, so I gotta block them out. It's on a peg, and it goes in that hole. You know, I guess some people say you could glue it in, but if you glue it in, then you're not gonna have you can't actuate it up and down if you would like. And if you wanted to put it down, or if you want to. If you want to put it down or up or back, however you want to display your figure, you can go back also if you desire. But it kind of looks like that. There's some, I'm going to give you like a barrel of a .50 caliber with all the air holes, so the barrel can stay cool when it's being fired a lot. It's a cool looking weapon, but it's not for this figure. There's a tip here. It's almost, I think you would have like a tripod to stick that thing on, and you're going to shoot it. But it does not come with one. And there they go. We all knew that was going to happen, right? Let's throw these back up real quick. And we'll take a look at the trooper holding this large weapon. As you can tell, because of the limited articulation with the red armor hitting the other red armor on the upper arm, you just can't get the bend for this thing. And also, that this is the handle, and to be held by this hand, it's on the wrong side. So you pretty much probably try to put this weapon in this hand, and it's just not going to work either, because if you look at this, trying to get your figure hand into that little socket, and how thick this gun is and how big it is, that trooper has a little hand. It just does not work. It's a shame for these figures, because these are cool looking figures. Very, very, disappointing. So there's one of the troopers here, and this is what he looks like with the Sith Trooper. The paint for these guys is pretty close. It's not the same though. You might look like it, but in person, the Sith Jet Troopers are just a little bit darker than the Sith Trooper. But that's how they compare to each other. And if you're interested, this is how they compare with a Shadow Stormtrooper. If you give me 1 second, I will show you how they compare with everyone's favorite Stormtrooper, the Rogue One Stormtrooper. Still a very cool figure. Not perfect, has its flaws. For a trooper not to be able to hold his guns very well, that's just a shame. Now, only other thing that I want to mention is down here on the leg, there is this little slot. Kind of like the same thing as a Jet Trooper. I do have that review up if you want to take a look at it. And you got to take his little gun, and the notch that's painted here on the side goes in this slot. And as you can see, it's very small and hard to see. It will stick in there, but it doesn't stay very well. So if you want to store your sidearm there, you can. Very nice. Excuse me. Nice figure. But it's not a very deep slot. And I'm betting every time if you keep doing that, like probably gonna rub off that red paint. So alright then. If you guys are looking for these figures, they're kind of older. I don't know, I think they were $12.99 in the store if you can find them at the time. I think it came out like around last Christmas of this video. You probably can maybe find them on a secondary market now if you're interested in them, or if you want to continue on rebuilding them. So I wish you guys happy hunting if you're looking for them. If you like these videos, please subscribe. I really appreciate it. And thank you so much for watching.